What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the Jurassic World Rebirth Strike Attack Achillobator. Now, I don't know if I pronounced its name correctly. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but that's how I'm looking at it. So if it's wrong, I apologize. So this figure was released during the Jurassic World Rebirth movie run, and it was part of their line that Mattel released back in 2025. So we are going to be taking a look at the packaging. We're going to take the figure out, take a look at the figure, do some size comparisons, and do all that fun stuff, and then we'll wrap the video up. Alright, so this is your basic Jurassic World Rebirth Strike Attack packaging. So you have the, on the left top hand corner, you have the action feature instructions right there. That just tells you how to activate the action feature. And then on the top right hand corner, we have the ages 4 and up. That's me. And then you have the figure in the middle, and the card back is pretty cool. You know, it's got like a bunch of trees. It's got the sunset setting on top of the mountains and stuff. And you know, they got that cloudy sky that's yellowish, very dark, you know. And then as far as the packaging itself, you know, you got the little bit of red line there, the black stripe there that goes along right here along the front, and then you got the gray there, and then you got the window paneling that's got dew on it, you know, so it looks like it rained. Alright, and then at the bottom you have the Jurassic World Rebirth logo right there, and then you got the Strike Attack dash or slash Combat Extreme Achillobator, and then you have the Spino right there, the Spinosaurus, and then you got the Mattel logo right there, and then over here you have the recycling information right there. Then you got the Jurassic World Rebirth logo there, and then here at the bottom is all the copyright information that you need, all the logos and such. And then on the back you have the Jurassic World Rebirth logo there, Strike Attack Combat Extreme Achillobator, and then it has the head striking action. So it just tells you how to activate the action feature. And then right here you have the fax app information. And then now they got away from the little tab thing. They started to put everything back at the bottom of the feet, you know. So, and then here is all the other species that are in this line. I didn't pick any of these up except for the Nanotyrannus, which we'll review here soon. And but I thought about the Zuniceratops. I passed on the Rarasaurus. I'm still on the fence on this one. I might get it. I'm not sure, but I doubt it, because I do like the Zuni that we got for the Epic Evolution line. I think it's pretty cool and unique for what it is. But yeah, you know what? I might grab that one. I'm not sure yet. I'm still holding out on it though. But if I do see it, you know, if it's on clearance or something, I'll pick it up. But this is probably more scientifically accurate than the one that we got, you know, because it is from the Epic Evolution line. But anyways, so there we are. That is the packaging. So let's go ahead and take a couple of seconds and take this thing out of its packaging. Right, so we got it out of its packaging, and a little information on this. This is, like I said, this is a brand new species to the line. I didn't know what it was, you know, until then. So, of course, you know, I gotta do my little research for you guys. But this is pretty much a large, heavy-built dromaeosaurid. So that means it's on par with probably the Utahraptor. It may be a little bit smaller than that, but it's up there. It's one of the two big, large dromaeosaurids that we know of, like the Dakota Raptor and the Utahraptor, and of course the Achillobator. So, but this thing lived in the late Cretaceous in Mongolia. So, that being said, I do have several species that lived in Mongolia that Mattel has released over the years. So I can, you know, do a little, not a comparison, but a little group, you know, that it that lived with, you know, alongside it. So, which is very cool. I like that, you know. But excuse me. So, anyways, so as far as this goes, it's unique and different, and I like it a lot. You know, I don't have the Utah Raptor figure. I wish I did, because I had plenty of chances to get it. I don't know why I didn't get it, but that's on me. So I might have to go outside the box and pay aftermarket prices for one. But it is what it is. You know, it's not that I didn't get a chance to get it. I had plenty of chances, but I just, at that particular time, my shift in focus on what I was collecting at that particular time was a little different. You know, I wasn't in a big hurry. I thought I had a lot of time, like I did with like a lot of other figures. But hey, it wouldn't be my first time, wouldn't be the last. But anyways, but yeah, this is a very cool and different species, you know, as far as how Mattel made this. So I do like the texturing and the coloring of this. I like the fact that they gave it feathers. It might be a little excessive. It should have been, maybe the feathers should be at least, if they would have just did that part, I think it would have been perfect. But that's a little too much for me, I think, you know. But it is Mattel, so it is what it is. So, and then I do like the airbrushing of the black that's along the neck and back right there. It's pretty cool. Got the little feather in there. I do like the fact that it does have feathers. It probably needs a little bit more than what it's showcasing. But overall, the feathering on the tail and head and neck and arms, you know, that's really cool. I do like that, though. So overall, the style and texturing, it's really good, you know, I think. So as far as the head sculpt goes, looks great. It needs to be a little bit more rounded. It does look a little off a little bit. Got a little bit of bleeding there on the teeth. But yeah, the snout needs to be a little bit more rounded out. if it was going to go for accuracy, you know. But I do like the feather crest right there. That's pretty cool. It's unique right there. I do like the airbrushing right there, how it just kind of blends in with the brown right there on top of the snout. So, but the eyes look good, you know. The eyes look on point and everything. So, got the creamy neck right there. And then you got the airbrushing here with the around the neck here that kind of rounds it out a little bit. So that's nice. Of course, you know, no paint on the claws or anything. So the legs look pretty. Get the little tint in the legs, and calves. You know, not as strong as I thought it would look. You know, but you know, get the osteoderms all along the legs and arms. So I get the little feathering right there. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of paint right there on the feathering. So, but yeah. So here is the fax app if anybody needs that. So there you are. But nothing underneath, you know, nothing fancy or anything. But yeah, the texturing, and like I said, the texturing and design right there, especially in the back of the head. You know, I don't know how well that's showing up, but you know, you got the feathering texturing right there, so that's really good. So you can tell that's a separate piece right there. So, but overall, the figure looks great. You know, some little nitpicks here and there, but other than that, you know, overall, as far as the new species goes, it's different, and I like it. I like it a lot. So, all right. So, the action feature, you're supposed to press down on the tail, and it's supposed to do a chomping action, so like that. So if you wanted to, you could literally pose this thing in the air like this. Looks like it's jumping at you. So that would be kind of cool. You would have to put a little tab right there in there to kind of get it to hold it, and then like make a little stand. So I mean, it's perfect. Like it's jumping on you. So, but yeah, there it goes. There it is. Like that. Alright, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons. All right, so the first comparison that we were bringing out that it lived alongside is the Tarbosaur. So that's probably one of the main carnivores that lived in its area. Right. So next up we have the Velociraptor, and to be honest, it's way oversized. But if you want to get technical, one of the things that I kind of wish I had started doing, because some of the scaling would have been perfect, was get the little minis. I only did that once, but that was because I wanted a certain species smaller, because one that I forgot what it was, but the Lystrosaurs, that's what it was, and I wanted the mini so I can go with one of the human characters, because that's how small it was, for the movie. But the Lystrosaur's actual figure that we got was way too big, so I was like, well, that's not going to work. But yeah, there were certain things like I wanted to get the minis for the Morris Intrepidus. That would have been a perfect size for that too. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, so if you wanna get accurate size, like that could be your Utah Raptor, to go and scale with that if you want it, minus the feathers, But if you really wanted to go and scale, we'll just use this baby that we got with the Alan Grant from the '93 Classics. So that would have been perfect. So we'll just do that. How about that? It'd be makes more sense that way. So we'll just take this one out. So that might be a little bit too small. It should be maybe a hair bit bigger, if you really want to get a true scaling of it. But yeah, so, and then here's another one. Here's another example. Another species that lived alongside in Mongolia alongside the Achillobator is the Protoceratops. So that's a little bit too big. But if I got the minis, it would have been perfect, So, but yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start doing, is buying minis, just so I could have a particular scaling. I mean, this is fine, don't get me wrong. But if I want to try to get a true sense of scaling and what it looks like when they live together, some of the minis do come in hand. I don't even know if they even did a Protoceratops. Probably not. I don't know. So, someone in the comments below, let me know. And then, last but not least, we got the Mononychus. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so this is basically some of the species that lived alongside the Achillobator. So now, one thing we got left to do is the human scaling. So let's go ahead and move that right there. And then that right there. So that way you can get a sense of how big the Achillobator is. So yeah, that's actually perfect, to be honest. That size might be a hair small, but it looks big because of the way it's standing up. But if you straighten it out, if it was straightened out and stuff, it might be a little bit small. It might be like a subadult, because I think the Achillobator in the Utah Raptor and Dakota Raptor, they should be about, when stretched out, like elongated, it should be about that big. But if this was elongated, then it would have been a little bit small. But either or, I mean, I like this size. I like this scaling. I know that the Utah Raptor that they did is a little bit oversized, but it is what it is. It was a big dromaeosaur, so it might be a little bit bigger than it should have been. But if they had made the Utah Raptor like this, then that would have been a perfect scale size, in my opinion. But anyways, what do I know? But yeah, so this is good. I like it. And that was the Jurassic World Rebirth Strike Attack Achillobator. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this species. Do you like it? Do you have it? Do you want it? Are you going to get it? And what do you think about the little group that I did with all the species that it lived alongside with in Mongolia? I think that was pretty cool, wasn't it? So let me know in the comments below what you think. And don't forget, words to wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.